Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Digital Roadshow from SCGP. I'm Nipa Pankosijaran, IR Manager, and today we are with the whole IR team of SCGP. Dr. Sonarin Bangkertphol, IR Director, Ms. Thititorn Phawjinda, IR Manager, and Ms. Siyaporn Jamsuwan, Assistant Manager, Investor Relations. And thank you again for interesting in our company. This is a great opportunity to update you about the financial performance and business highlight, as well as the progress update for the first quarter 2025. If you have any question, please feel free to send us. We have a Q&A session after the presentation. Okay, let's start with the performance in the first quarter. For the performance, the first quarter, our packaging demand is growing thanks for the government stimulus policies. And in the first quarter, SCGP focused on speed, flexibilities, and cash management, which helped in terms of a consolidated performance, strong and stay healthy. Our revenues was recorded at 32 billion baht, which dropped 5% year-on-year and increased 3% Q-on-Q. In terms of year-on-year, our revenues dropped mainly due to the lower selling price in integrated packaging business and fry bud business, as well as the lower sale volume of the packaging paper, especially in the export portion. For Q-on-Q, our revenue increased by improving the sale volume in all categories, in both integrated packaging business and fry bud business. This increase was driven by the growth in the domestic demand in the region. For the profitability, in terms of EBITDA is reported at 4.2 billion baht, which dropped 18% year-on-year and increased 49% Q-on-Q. And profit for the period was 90 million baht, with a net profit margin about 3%. In terms of profitability, actually is stay aligned with the revenues. Year-on-year is decline from the higher cost comparing to the same period of last year. For the Q-on-Q, profitability improved due to the enhanced production utilization and the effective cost management in our key raw material sourcing, RCP, we call recorded paper, and the ongoing energy saving that we continue to use the alternative fuel and enhance the portion. We continue to focus for the internal effort to enhance the productivity utilization, operational excellence, and cost management across the value chain. Okay, move into our revenue portions. Let's start with the left pie chart. This will show you about our revenue by business unit. In terms of consumer packaging, we would like to highlight this. As we prioritize the expansion of consumer packaging business in line with our consumer focus strategy. The contribution of this segment was increased to 44% of the total revenue, up from the 43% last year. This growth reflects our effort to boost the volume across the product categories. The consumer packaging segment included copy paper, it means A4 or A3 size paper, food with packaging, healthcare supply, polymer packaging, and fiber packaging. For the right pie chart from our revenue by the end destination, in the Thailand portions, what improved from 43 to 45%, driven by the strategic focus on the domestic market and supported by the government stimulus policies. In Vietnam and Indonesia's revenue declined about 1% in terms of the portion contribution, primarily to the lower packaging paper sale. As we mentioned before that the export portions lower, especially to export to the China, and the softened demand in Vietnam during the Tet holiday in the first quarter. And for the rest, the portion is remain the same. But if you look at the rest of the world portions, the export portions are maintained as 20%, but we export to China have continued decline over the past year. It's now about 6% of our total revenue. And for the US portions, it account for 4% of the total revenue. This improved from the last years because they have a surge in demand during March from the concern in the US tariff. Next, we will move to the performance in the each business segment.
Next, I will briefly update operating results in each key business segment. First, I will start from integrated packaging paper business, which contributes 75% of total revenue. As you can see from the graph on the left-hand side, revenue in the first quarter was 24.1 billion Thai baht. Comparing revenue year-on-year decreased due to reduction in packaging paper sale volume and lower selling price. If we go deep down into each business segment, for polymer packaging, which is main operation based in Vietnam, revenue Q-on-Q dropped because of soft demand and Tết holiday in Vietnam during the first quarter. However, Thailand consumption in many industries such as food and beverage, pet food, medical supply, and consumer products were still shown positive sentiment from government stimulus policy. Next, for the fiber packaging, revenue Q-on-Q slightly decreased because of limitation of price adjustment and lower sale volume in durable goods segment. By the way, demand in essential goods in ASEAN remain in positive side, which is driven by domestic consumption. The last one is the packaging paper business. Revenue Q-on-Q increased 4%. The main key driver are domestic consumption and export to strategic market, namely South Asia, as well as we also improve utilization rate, whereas selling price Q-on-Q remain flat as softened regional market price. Next, if you look to the EBITDA, as you can see, EBITDA in the first quarter of this year was recorded 3.5 billion Thai baht, with EBITDA margin of 12% improved. Which EBITDA margin of 15% improved from previous quarter. But if the EBITDA year-on-year dropped because of the higher material costs and lower selling price in the region. However, EBITDA Q-on-Q increased due to higher sale volume in packaging paper business and also cost improvement in all key elements such as RCP, energy, and freight. Next, I will update Indonesian operation, which is the focus part for improvement for our packaging paper business. Revenue Q-on-Q rose up from price adjustment, while sale volume Q-on-Q slightly decreased. Because if we look into the detail of sale volume in the graph on the left-hand side, sale volume dropped because of the export part. It is obviously seen that domestic sale volume still increased from Q-on-Q. Domestic demand sentiment before and after Hari Raya shown positive sign. In addition, EBITDA also improved from price adjustment and utilization and optimization raw material element, both RCP and energy. Furthermore, we will continue maintain improved Indonesian operation as following strategy. First, we will increase sale volume through blue chain integration to optimize packaging paper by expanding into new customer segments, as well as diversifying portfolio by export to new market other than China, for example, market in the Middle East. Next, in addition, we will continue to operation improvement by focusing on cost improvement through secure RCP supply via SCGP network, and also prioritize consume RCP, which is more cost competitive. We also do quality rationalized by focusing on profitable segment. Lastly, we will do capital increase for improved financial cost at Fraja, which we will save cost around 500 million baht per years. And this implementation will complete on June or July this year, which is ahead of our plan. Next, I will briefly update about performance of fiber business. As you can see from the graph, Revenue year-on-year record at 6.4 billion Thai baht. It is slightly decreased from previous year in the same quarter. This is because of lower selling price, whereas sale volume in all segments increased except sale volume of fine paper. If we focus on revenue Q-on-Q, it is increased in all business segments. For food service packaging, Q-on-Q revenue is increased mainly because of sale volume, which is driven by tourism and promotion campaign for fast food, as well as demand in Europe and UK also show positive sentiment. Next, for fine paper and specialty business, revenue Q-on-Q also rose from sale volume. This is because we export to new customer in South Asia. The last one is pulp business. Revenue Q-on-Q increased because both short fiber pulp and dissolving pulp sale volume and higher selling price. In terms of higher sale volume, that lead demand remains strong in the first quarter, whereas the last quarter we have took annual maintenance downtime for the dissolving production pulp line, so it's withdraw some sale volume from our part. But in the first quarter, we have resumed the dissolving pulp line to the normal operation, and as well as pulp price maintained at high level, even it is slightly dropped at the end of the quarter. Next, if we look to the EBITDA for fly baht business, it's record at 7.3 billion Thai baht. That lead to the improvement in EBITDA margin around 11% from the previous quarter. EBITDA year-on-year decreased from lower selling price, whereas Q-on-Q improved in line with revenue growth. That's all for business performance update in the first quarter.
Okay. About business update. Okay. We continue expansion in consumer packaging as our strategic direction. So let's start from the left side. You can see our collaboration with Once Medical to expand syringe and needle production in Thailand. Because now syringe and needles are mostly imported, especially from China. And because SCGP has VEM Thailand, which is our subsidiary who specializes in injection molding and high precision medical device components with certified ISO and clean room standards. And Once Medical has know-how and design capabilities. So we decided to work together. And this transaction can enhance our capabilities and product portfolio in healthcare supplies and consumable segment. It also leverages operational and market synergy and reduce Thailand import dependency. And the total investment is around 142 million baht with an annual capacity of 180 million syringes and 100 million needles, which is expected to commercialize in January of 2026. And moving to the right side, this one is our JV in Howak Packaging Thailand to strengthen our position in flexible packaging. Since Howak specializes in manufacturing of high functional or laminated flexible packaging and also trading flexible packaging for wet pet food segments. And this JV will enable SCGP to expand our portfolio in the fast-growing pet food market, gain access to manufacturing capabilities and advanced technology, and expand the company and expand SCGP and Howak customer network and also the network from operational synergies and cross-selling opportunities. The total investment for this project is 50 million baht for 25% stake in JV with the capacity of 6,000 tons per year. And we expect to commercialize in June 2025. And about the balance sheet, if you see from the left side, our net debt is 52 billion baht. Net debt to EBITDA is 3.4 and debt to equity ratio is 1 time. So they are all stable compared to 2024. And our average cost of debt is 4% in terms of the console SCGP level. But the interest rate in Thailand is approximately 3%. So there will be like higher rates from other countries. And for CapEx, in the first quarter, we spent around 1.1 billion baht. However, we set the CapEx for the whole year at 13 billion baht, which is mainly for growth CapEx around 8 to 10 billion baht, and then the rest around 3 to 5 billion baht is for regular maintenance, ESG, innovation, etc. And let's take a look at our ESG and recent achievements. So ESG is in our DNA. So we increased our use of alternative fuel from 38.3% in 2024 to 42% in the first quarter of this year by installing new biomass boilers at 2 fiber packaging operations, which can enhance biomass consumption in existing power plants. And then if we move to the middle part, we received the World Corrugated Award 2025 in 2 categories. The first one is Supply Chain Management Excellence of the Year for the development of carbon footprint calculation. And then the second one is the Best ESG Demonstration of the Year for the Renewable Energy System installation in paper packaging factory. Last but not least, SCGP has been recognized as Thailand's top corporate brand 2024 in packaging category with a brand valuation of around 100 billion baht evaluated by Chulalongkorn Business School, the Stock Exchange of Thailand, and Manager Online. And then I will hand it over to Khun Phornalin for the outlook part.
Thank you. So let me summarize our performance on the first quarter. So from the slide, you may see that we put our strategy for this year for 4 pillars. The first one we are talking about with the profitability enhancement. So from last year, we got the EBITDA about 16 million Thai baht, but this year we aim to increase our EBITDA to 18 million Thai baht. So right now in the first quarter, we have got 4 billion Thai baht. This is higher than our expected because this one we do the performance improvement, we do for many things, so that lead us with achievement in this number, and for the rest of the year we will get the higher number. So move to our target for the CapEx. We aim to utilize about 13 billion Thai baht, but in the first quarter it's still not much because of many projects are under the consideration. So you may see the number is increased in the second half of this year. And let's move to the second pillar. This one we are talking about with the operational excellence and also for the cost improvement in our operation. So as Khun Thititorn mentioned about the biomass usage for our new boiler. So this help us to reduce the energy cost and also reduce the greenhouse gas emission from our production. So right now we have a cost saving of 185 million from the target of 16 million Thai baht. And from the biomass usage, let me jump to the fourth pillar. So this is ESG and circular economy. So we aim to use the alternative fuel portion about 39%, but from the usage of the biomass in the higher portion. So we got the number 42%. So we will keep to do on the track and to get more number from this part as well. So back to the third pillar. So this is a solution and service, because we would like to move our company from the manufacturing base to customer centric. So that's why we need the solution and innovation. So right now we have the revenue about 37% of the revenue that came from the solution and innovative product, and we aim to have the higher number to higher than 37. So this quarter we got a 39%. So again, so this one we would like to have a more number. Okay, this is our conclusion from the first quarter. And last but not least, I would like to mention more about the tariff because I know everyone concerned about the tariff since the beginning of April that US announced the tariff. So how can we deal for this issue? How to deal with this one? So we have to understand the value chain first. Let's analyze the value chain starting from our company, the SCGP level, and then move to our customer, and also the last one, that is everyone that involved in the value chain. Mainly this is our competitor. So we separate into 3 categories. This is level 1. This is a direct export to US. The easy way to say understand this is a direct sale to US. So our product is polymer packaging, copy paper, and also food service packaging with the operation based in Thailand, Vietnam. So for this one, we send to US. Our customer is the retailer, trader, and also the wholesale that receive product from us and sell to direct to the end consumer. And our competitor is everyone that produce the same product with us, but located in the country that have the low tariff. So might be this is main competitor. So let's move to the second one. This is talking about our customer. So we send our packaging to our customer. This is a brand owner or the manufacturer, and then they pack all of the product. For example, rubber globe, canned food, E&E, and also processed food, and send to US. And for the portion, mainly our customers sell the product in domestic about 60 to 70%, and 30% send export to other country. But if you see the number, the real number that is about 5 to 10% that sent to US. If we calculate back to the number for our packaging, that is about 5 to 10% of their revenue. So from this one come from the number on the left hand side, you can see this number that affect to our performance. For the level 1, this is about 1 billion Thai baht, and the second one is about 1 billion Thai baht. So in total, it's about 2 billion Thai baht in the first quarter. If the whole year, so it should be about 8 billion Thai baht. So if calculate with the total of our revenue, that's about 6 to 7%. So if anything happen, we lost of all of this. So we will lose 7% or 8% of our total revenue. But in fact, we cannot let this one happen. So that's why we have the mitigation plan. So I will expand you later. And the last one we are still talking about with the effect in the global picture. So if demand slow down, customer slow down to buy many things, so it affect with the packaging. Okay, so this one should affect from the demand and the selling price of the packaging paper as well. So this one is also affect to our performance. Okay, let me move to the next one. Next slide. So from our operation, if you may see from the left hand side, in the blue pin, this is our existing operation. So it's located in ASEAN and also in the Europe. And the orange one, that is a possibility that we might have our footprint, or maybe we do something, for example, outsourcing to produce in some country in orange because of they have the lower tariff. So it might be the opportunity to produce that and send to US to sell our product. Okay, let's focus on the pin blueprint first. In ASEAN operation, so you see number is higher than others. So how can we do? As we mentioned in the very first page, you can see that domestic consumption still growth, especially in the ASEAN. So the growth is really high. For example, in Indonesia, about 4 to 5% of GDP. Vietnam higher than 5. Even Thailand is not high, but still have the number about 1.5 to 2%. It's still high when compared with the Europe. So it means that we can increase our sales volume and support the domestic growth in each country that we already have the footprint there. So this is our opportunity. And the second one, as I mentioned, we can do the OEM in the country that have lower tariff, for example, Indonesia or Malaysia, and then send our packaging or the product of our customer to US. Okay, in the ASEAN operation, mainly we have the operation about the food service packaging. So this one I point out at the first time that we can do sourcing. For example, we know the supply chain, we know the customer, we know the producer, so we can do that in Turkey, for example, or Eastern Europe. And also for the healthcare packaging, we have the Delta Lab in Spain, we have the Big Kappa in Italy. So we leverage knowledge back to Thailand, and then we have WEM Thailand, as Kutiton mentioned. We do the production, we expand our facility, and then we produce. We sell in this domestic, and also we can do cross collaboration with the lab in Spain, and then we can send product there to serve them or sell product to the European country. And when we're talking about our footprint, as I mentioned, we have the blueprint. You can see that we have our operation around the ASEAN and also some country in the world. If we have the China Plus One happen, we have the relocation. China move to this as the ASEAN to do the production. We can serve them. We can be one of their supply chain. We can serve them with our packaging, and then they can do the production and send to anywhere that they still have the benefit. And for the trade, not only the trade, we still have the opportunity. As I mentioned, if demand slow down, the production is still there in China, so they can sell some product or machinery to Thailand and or to the ASEAN, so we can get the better price of the machine and raw material. This is the benefit for our production. So this is the total picture of the tariff impact. That, and also we point out you with how can we deal with that. So our team prepared this one to see how can we deal with the rest of the year. So for the internal, so we can control, we can manage. First thing, our team mentioned about the domestic growth, and also we would like to understand more. We would like to move to customer-centric company. So that's why in the pie chart we focus about the consumer packaging products, because this one we use and we send direct to our customer, so we can stabilize our business because of this one. It's quite good margin. We can understand, we can produce anything that customer want. So this is our key topic that we would like to strengthen and move on this year. And also for the cost saving, if you would like to stay on the stage, you have to do yourself. You have to manage really well with yourself for the cost saving. If you can do that, you can still stay on the stage. And the last one, as I mentioned, we would like to transform ourselves to customer focus centric. Okay, and for the external, we cannot avoid that. We have to prepare ourselves to deal with that. So that's why we put transformation. We have to do with the agility, adjust ourselves and prepare for them. For example, for the tariff, when we see that, we set up a team, we deal with them, we do the mitigation plan, we change our operation. Okay, for the economic growth, as I mentioned, ASEAN still have the positive side to grow. So we will focus with the domestic growth in the ASEAN region, and especially in the Southeast Asia. So still have the FDI, still have the competitiveness in terms of the operation cost. So the relocation might be happen in this region. So we will trap our opportunity on that. And the last one, the market fluctuation still there. The FX still happen, and interest rates may be high, may be low. So we have to adjust our portfolio as our team mentioned in the beginning, that we have to do with the financial management to strengthen our financial situation, and then we cash is the king, as you know, so we can do many things. So this is our term plan. So this is all for our presentation.